Hello everybody. The reason I want to make this video today is regarding the transmission fluid change. And when for a BMW F30 8 HP transmission, 8 automatic transmission. The reason I want to do this video is because I've seen so many videos about this transmission fluid change, but nobody does it the way it should. And when I said like that, everybody tells you what to do, but however they won't tell you exactly what you need to do. If you follow the book, it's fine, but you'll see, because you're gonna see some things that you won't be happy with that if you follow the book. So I changed my transmission oil around 134,000 miles, which is a high mileage. The transmission was fine. It was literally not bad. It was changing gears perfectly. Not a problem. No limp mode, no nothing. But I had a surprise to see, changing the fluid, how big the difference is going to be. And I have got the surprise to tell you that changing the fluid, it was absolutely an astonishing surprise, because the car is more aggressive. The car is changing gear much better, smoothly, faster. It's no delay at all. It's just incredible. But you need to give it a day. After you change the fluid, you need to leave it a day that the whole entire system is flushing again with this new oil. Not flushing, it's just a transmission fluid change. And I've done it home because I had a surprise to call a service here from Norwich to do it for me, and the asking price was just ridiculous, 500 quid. And I said, 500 pounds. Basically the kit for my car, it was 158 pounds plus VAT, so 183 pounds, including 7 liters oil, genuine, and the panel, with the filter panel, yeah, with including the shipping from abroad, because I ordered it from Germany, yeah. So I ordered out from Germany, and I said I will give it a go, and I did. So for the very first time, following the book, and it was just a little bit scary. But the only one thing that you're gonna notice, the new panel, when it's gonna arrive, it won't have any sticker on. So basically, whenever you want to order your ZF kit, you need to go underneath your car, and on the oil panel it will say a serial number. So that is going to be the serial number for the oil, to make sure that you order the correct kit. I'm talking about the panel, the oil pan, and the filter with all the screws and all that thing. You need to contact, for my own purposes, I think the best way to do it is to contact ZF aftermarket parts, and you give them the reg, you give them the registration number, the VIN number, and they will tell you exactly what is your part. And just as simple as that. If you don't know other sources to get it, but for your safety, contact ZF and they will tell you, because it's going to be like a code. For mine it was like, I give an example, 1085.2.3.389. it's just an example, and that is the correct kit for you. So I ordered it and it was the correct kit, so I was happy with that. Having said that, you need to make sure that you go underneath your car and read that serial number. It starts with DS and a very 14 digits for your oil, and I suggest you to don't compromise. Just buy the genuine parts from Germany, and it will be genuine. You know that you won't have problem with your transmission. So however I've told you all these things, I want to cover the most important thing, which I didn't, and this is when you're doing it. So when you're doing it, you need to have the correct tools first of all, and then for my Genu, the kit came up with 7 liters of oil. Well, apparently my car took 4.2 liters. But this is nothing wrong, because this is what I've done. So I just flush what I had in the transmission, and it was 4.2. And when I put it back, I had the surprise to see that I used 3.2 liters, and my transmissions, it was full, it was start to leak. And I said, there's gotta be something wrong with that, because you can't put 3 liters and you take 4 at least, you know. So when you're doing it, you need it, when you do it on the cold. But then is the most important thing before you try to do this. Try to buy a OBD that reads the transmission oil, because if your transmission temperature is not 35 to 40, then this is what is going to happen. So I managed to warm up the transmission fluid, and the most important thing is you need to top up. So for the first time, when you fill up your fluid transmission, it's going to be with no engine start. Once it starts to drip and you put the plug in, then you need to go in the car, you start the engine, yep, and you just accelerate it. Do not engage anything, just leave it to accelerate at the normal thing without to put it in any gear. And you need to leave the engine running until the temperature oil reach 40 degrees. Then you need to shut the engine off for the very first time. Shut the engine off, then unplug the transmission plug from there and check if you have any dripping. If you don't have any dripping, then top up until the next time when it will start to drip. Then when you start to drip, put the plug back on the transmission, start the engine, rave it for 2000 raves for about a minute, and then put it on drive, then put it on rear, then put it on neutral for every single 15 seconds for each job like that. And then you need to move your transmission to the DS, in the manual mode, and leave it there for 10 seconds, and then you can shift D1, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, F6, M7, M8. It's up to you. It doesn't say it in the book, but I've done it, and it was just, I know that it was good. And then when you know that the transmission is warm, read the temperature again. It gotta be not more than 50 degrees, because this is a very important thing. If it's more than 50, you need to leave it cool. If it's less, you need to warm it up. But I'm telling you, after you've done all this, the transmission fluid should get at least 40 degrees. And then leave the car running for this time. Do not shut the engine. Unplug the plug, and now you're gonna see if you got any oil coming. The problem is, if you're gonna have any oil coming back from the transmission at this time, that means your transmission oil temperature is higher than 50 degrees. So this is what it's gonna be. If it's not dripping, you need to fill up again until it drips, and then you put it back, the plug, and then you leave it for another 2 minutes, and then you go for a spin with it. This is what I've done. And the most important thing is, if you didn't put back the quantity that you took off, that is going to be an issue. As long as you put back at least the quantity you've been taking off, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Because as I said, some people were saying in videos, my transmission took 5.7 liters. Do you know what I mean? It's a different transmission. Who knows? People can tell you stories. It's not necessary to be true. So this is what I said. My point of view for your safety. If you're not sure what you're doing, if you took 4.5 liters off from your transmission, You need to put at least 4.5 back, and you're going to be no issues. What the ZF says is that if it's less oil, you're going to damage the transmission. If you put too much oil, it's not damaging the transmission, but you're going to have some problems, because when you're going to run the car, there's the extra transmission fluid, it will come up from the overflow. And they said if it goes on different parts on your car, because it's a high temperature oil, they can burn some other things in your car and create any problems. So you might be very, very aware about these things. I think this transmission fluid and this gearbox is a very easy job, as long as you have a device to read your temperature, transmission temperature. But as I said, if you're not sure, just put back as much as you took off. You can't go wrong with that. That's what I've done. So all this having said, I noticed after a week I changed the transmission oil. The car is a different car, even in eco mode. She's so aggressive, and I'm not joking. It's a different. You don't have idea how different it is. So I was scared to do it because it says live transmission oil, so I wasn't sure what to do. But I've done it, and I'm telling you, every 50,000 miles, if you're doing it, it's gonna be right. 100k, 100,000 kilometers, and your transmission is gonna be just amazing. My transmission is different now. I'm telling you, I drove 40,000 miles with the original oil, and then I drove with the new fluid that I put now, and I'm telling you, it's a difference. The transmission is so aggressive. It's a different transmission. So good luck with that, and if you have any questions, just give me a comment, and if I can help you, I will be there. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Have a lovely day.